You are one decision away from a completely different life. Think about that. The one skill that can make you rich isn't coding, marketing, or networking. It's mastering your decision making. Every entrepreneur faces moments where a single choice can change everything. With the world moving faster than ever, your ability to make great decisions quickly will set you apart. So do you want to seize opportunities and build wealth? It starts with how you decide.
And if you make it to the end of the video, put a hashtag believe in the comments below, and we might feature you somewhere here in a future video. Believe.
Why decision making is the number one skill. Information overload is real. You have more data, more advice, and more options than any generation before. And it's easy to fall into analysis paralysis and miss out. But here's the truth. Indecision is costing you. One business leader said, the worst business decision you can make is no decision. Often being slow or indecisive is riskier than making the wrong choice. Why? Because while you wait, someone more decisive is grabbing your market share or that investment deal. A 2023 Forbes report put it bluntly. Being wrong is often less risky than being slow. Successful entrepreneurs know this. They decide and move forward, then adjust if needed. Speed matters. Amazon's Jeff Bezos, one of the richest entrepreneurs on the planet, lives by a 70% rule for decision making. Bezos says, most decisions should probably be made with somewhere around 70% of the information you wish you had. If you wait for 90%, you're probably being slow. Waiting until you're 100% sure means you're already too late. Wealthy people make decisions quickly and decisively, while others are still second-guessing themselves. This doesn't mean being reckless. It means trusting your gut and experience once you have enough information to act. And it's not just theory. Studies back this up. Research by PwC found a positive link between strong decision-making practices and higher profit margins. In other words, companies and leaders who excel at decision-making earn more money. Great decision makers spot opportunities and pounce, while poor decision makers stall out and miss. If you want to be a rich entrepreneur, you need to train this skill like a muscle. The science of making great decisions. Let's get practical and scientific. So how do you improve your decision making? First, realize you're making a lot of choices every day. Scientists estimate the average adult makes around 35,000 decisions per day. Yep, you heard that right. 35,000 decisions. Now, most are small. What are you going to eat? What email are you going to reply to? But they do add up, and your brain only has so much energy and willpower for choices. This is why by evening you might feel exhausted and start making sloppy decisions. It's called decision fatigue. So the more decisions that pile up, the harder each one becomes. High achievers know this, and they protect their decision-making energy. They eliminate trivial choices so they can focus on big ones. Steve Jobs famously wore the same black turtleneck, jeans, and sneakers every day. Why? It was one less decision to make, allowing him to save his energy for what really mattered. President Obama did the same with his wardrobe, and so does Mark Zuckerberg. This isn't just a weird quirk that people have, it's a strategy. As psychologist Barry Schwartz explains, every small choice we remove from our day means that you don't have to devote any bandwidth to them, which frees up your brain power for important decisions. So tip number one is simplify your life where you can. Automate or make a routine out of your minor decisions, what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, and so on. This keeps your mental batteries charged for the high-stakes calls in your business. Next, understand that your emotions and biases can hijack your decisions. Have you ever hesitated on a huge opportunity because you felt fear or doubt? It's natural. Our brains try to avoid risk. But as Tony Robbins says, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. If you let fear decide for you, you will stay stuck. Great decision makers balance emotion with logic. They acknowledge their fear, but still ask, will this choice get me closer to my goals or further away? They lean on facts and principles. Think of Elon Musk breaking down problems to basics, rather than just going with the crowd. There's also analysis paralysis, getting stuck in overthinking. Remember that having too many options can be a trap. One famous experiment from Columbia University showed that when shoppers had 24 flavors of jam to choose from, fewer actually made a purchase than when given just 6 options. Too much choice can freeze you. The solution? Set criteria and deadlines. So for example, when you face a big decision, Decide, I'll gather information for 2 weeks, then I'm making my call on Friday. Use frameworks like pros and cons lists or the 10-10-10 rule. Ask how you feel about the decision 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years from now. These tools impose limits so you don't drown in options. How successful entrepreneurs decide, examples. Let's look at how top entrepreneurs flex their decision-making muscle. Jeff Bezos from Amazon. We already talked about his 70% information rule. Bezos credits Amazon's success to making high-velocity decisions. He distinguishes between type 1 decisions, those are irreversible big bets, and type 2 decisions, which are reversible smaller bets. So for type 2 decisions, he encourages teams to decide fast. If it doesn't work out, you can course correct easily. This culture of quick decision-making helped Amazon innovate rapidly. So the takeaway is, not every decision is life or death. Decide fast on smaller issues to keep momentum and save your deep analysis for the truly big choices. Let's look at Sarah Blakely from Spanx. When Sarah was developing Spanx, she had no background in fashion or business, but she made a bold decision to go all in on her idea of footless pantyhose. She even kept her day job while selling fax machines and researching and prototyping at night. The key moment came when she decided to cold call a hosiery mill to make her product, despite being repeatedly turned down. That single courageous decision led to a meeting and eventually the creation of a billion-dollar company. As Peter F. Drucker famously said, whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. So the takeaway is, don't let your lack of experience or fear stop you. A bold decision in the face of uncertainty can launch your empire. Let's look at Elon Musk from SpaceX and Tesla. Musk is known for first principles thinking. So when deciding how to build a cheaper rocket, he broke down material costs and figured out that he could get parts for a fraction of the price of buying a new rocket. This approach was a decision to ignore industry norms and rethink from scratch. And it worked. SpaceX builds rockets far cheaper now. Musk also makes decisions quickly and publicly. Think about how fast Tesla decides on software updates, or how he took just weeks to decide to acquire Twitter. X. He'd rather fail fast and drag things out. His mindset, a wrong decision can be better than no decision because at least you learn from it. Let's look at Mel Robbins. Friend of the channel, author, entrepreneur. Mel's quote from earlier bears repeating. You are one decision away from a completely different life. She built her career on helping push people through hesitation, the 5-second rule. Her own life changed with a single choice to get out of bed instead of hitting snooze, which led to a cascade of positive changes. The lesson for you, the decisions you're avoiding, making that sales call, launching that product, hiring that coach, could be the very ones that transform your business. So don't wait. Use Mel's 5-second rule. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and take action on your decision before your doubt creeps back in. These examples show a pattern. Wealthy, successful entrepreneurs favor action. They trust their analysis up to a point and then they pull the trigger. They learn and they adjust, but they don't sit on the fence. Every big win comes from a big decision, and often a risky one at that.
If you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just click the link in the description to go grab it. Let's start building real momentum in your life and business. I'll see you there.
Practical tips to improve your decision making. Now it's your turn. How can you sharpen this skill and make winning decisions faster? Here are some practical strategies that you can start using today. Let's start with setting clear goals and criteria. It's easier to decide when you know what you're aiming for. If you're clear on your business goal, let's say you want to grow your e-commerce revenue by 50% this year, you can measure options against that target. As fitness coach Jillian Michael says, whenever you're making an important decision, first ask if it gets you closer to your goals or farther away. If it's closer, pull the trigger. Every choice should serve your mission. Next, use the 70% info rule. Don't wait for perfect information. Take it from Bezos and decide once you have about 70% of the data. Waiting for 100% will make sure you miss the boat. So for example, if you're launching a product, do enough market research to feel confident, but you'll never survey everyone. At some point, you need to just launch. You can adjust your strategy with real customer feedback rather than endless hypotheticals. Next, limit your time for decisions. Give yourself a deadline. If you have a week to decide on a partnership, don't spend a month. Parkinson's law says work expands to fill the time available. So set a timer on decisions to force efficiency. This prevents overthinking. Many top CEOs make decisions quickly to keep their company in momentum. You can do the same for your business, even if the stakes feel high. Next, simplify reversible decisions. Not every decision is permanent. Recognize which choices are reversible, which means you can pivot or undo them, and which are one-way doors. If it's reversible, decide fast. For example, hiring a freelancer for a small project. If it doesn't work out, you can hire someone else the next time. Don't agonize for weeks over it. Save your deep thought for the big one-way decisions, like choosing a long-term business partner or acquiring a company. Next, build routines to reduce decision fatigue. As I already mentioned earlier, cut out the trivial decisions in your day. Plan your meals for the week on Sunday. Stick to a morning routine. Even consider simplifying a wardrobe. This sounds small, but it frees up your willpower. When your mind isn't bogged down by 100 tiny choices, you'll find you have more clarity and energy for the big decisions that drive wealth. Next, trust your core values, your who and your why. One reason entrepreneurs get stuck is they feel torn on what the right choice is. This is where knowing yourself becomes powerful. In my book, Built to Serve, I outline the who, why, and how framework. Here you're defining who you are, why you do what you do, and how you serve others. When you know your who, which is your single most important core value, and your why, which is your purpose and your mission, tough decisions become easier. You have a North Star for guidance. If an opportunity doesn't align with your values or purpose, you can confidently say no. If it does, that's a big yes. Use your core values as a filter. This not only speeds up decision making, it also ensures your choices feel right. You'll make money and feel fulfilled because you're staying true to yourself. And if you haven't identified your who, why, how yet, check out the exercises in Built to Serve because it will change how you make decisions. Next, embrace failure as feedback. Fear of making the wrong choice is the number one blocker of decisive action. Here's the mindset shift. There is no failure, only feedback. Every decision, whether it succeeds or flops, teaches you something. Thomas Edison famously said he didn't fail 10,000 times, he found 10,000 ways that didn't work. When you see decisions as experiments, it takes the pressure off of you. You realize that a mistake won't end you, it'll guide you. In fact, many wealthy entrepreneurs credit their failures for their later success because they learn what not to do and gain resilience. So don't paralyze yourself trying to be perfect. Make the best call you can now, and if it's wrong, learn and iterate. As the saying goes, a wrong decision at the right time is better than a right decision taken too late. Action beats inaction every time. Next, seek advice, not approval. Wise entrepreneurs get input from mentors or advisors, but they don't poll 100 people hoping for unanimous approval. Ultimately, it's your decision. Use advisors to spot blind spots or generate ideas, then take ownership of your choice. You might be tempted to ask in a dozen online forums or endlessly read reviews before you choose a path. Don't dilute your own intuition. Gather 2 to 3 key opinions or data points, then decide. Too many voices will confuse you. Trust that you know your vision and business best. Next, decide and believe in yourself. The path to wealth is paved with decisions. Every product you launch, every investment you make, every partnership you form, it all comes down to a moment of choice. The great news is that decision making is a learnable skill. By practicing these habits and mindset shifts, you'll get faster and more confident. You'll start seeing indecision for what it is, an enemy of progress, and you'll crush it with action. Remember, no one achieved greatness by sitting on the fence. The entrepreneurs you admire, people you look up to, they got to where they are because they made the tough calls. They decided to quit the safe job, decided to risk capital on a new idea, decided to keep going when their doubt crept in. Every time you make a courageous decision, you build that skill and open up new possibilities for yourself. So the next time you face a crossroads, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this video. You have the tools, you have the intuition, you have the courage. Make that decision. Commit to it. Believe that even if it's not perfect, you'll learn and grow. Your future rich self is waiting on the other side of that choice. Have faith in your ability to figure things out. As long as you keep deciding and keep moving forward, you are on the path to riches and success. In the end, the one skill that will make you rich is already in your hands. It's your decision making. Master it and you master your destiny. So, my fellow entrepreneur, what will you decide today that your future self will thank you for? Make that move, trust yourself, and as always, continue to believe in your vision and your journey. Your decisions will shape your success, so make them count. Believe. To learn the 5 common habits that can damage your confidence, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
You are accidentally destroying your own confidence without even knowing it. Sound dramatic? Maybe. But if you're like most entrepreneurs, you likely have a few daily habits that quietly chip away at your self-belief.